I miss y'all. We're so bad. I want you guys to have a blast in here. Hard work can be a lot of fun. I want us to bring juice. I want us to be the tone setters. For the next 3.5 weeks, we're the first team in here. We have a team coming in right after us at 8 o'clock, teams at 9, 10, 11, all the way to 12. So I want us to be the team that sets the tone at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we're picking up where we left off. We've got 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks until it's seriously go time. We good with it? Okay, let's get a break. Let's get to work. Finding our racks, here we go.
The USC women's basketball non-conference schedule has finally been released, and I'll get you guys back to the workout and practice videos in just a second, but I did want to point out a couple of matchups that even if you're the most casual of women's basketball fans, you do not want to miss now that we have the non-conference and the Big Ten schedule. Now, the season opener versus Ole Miss in Paris, that's a huge game. But in my opinion, the first clash of true heavyweights is when we see Notre Dame go to the Galen Center to face USC. That's going to have two super sophomores, Hannah Hidalgo and Juju Watkins. You'll see them in the top 5 of the draft class in a couple of years. Much sooner than that, you have Miles and Citron sitting in the top 5 of a lot of people's draft boards this year. Maddie Westbell, she's around the first round and climbing. Liz Carlin and Liatu King, 2 huge transfers, as well as Kay Koval, top center in the freshman class and the top 5 recruit overall. That alone could get them in the Final Four. But when you talk about Hannah Hidalgo, 22.6 points as a freshman, 5.5 assists, 6.2 rebounds, 4.6 steals. If Juju and Hannah were in the draft right now, they could go 1-2. That's how good this matchup is. December 21st, we get an early gift, a matchup of 2 of the top 3 freshmen in the class. I don't care how they were ranked, Kennedy Smith and Sarah Strong, and a matchup of 2 of the top 3 projected draft picks in the 2025 WNBA draft, Kiki Arafin and Paige Beckers. This was on the road for USC in the Gamble Pavilion, and as we know, UConn did put USC out of the tournament last March, so a chance to go get a little bit of revenge until we see them on the big stage, if they even make it through the gauntlet that will be the Elite 8. They lost 2 WNBA players in Aaliyah Edwards and Nika Mule, but they did get one of the most coveted transfers in the portal, Caitlin Chen, and like I said, Sarah Strong, she's one of the top recruits in the country, so we'll see how they stack up this season. Now, Paige Beckers is the presumptive #1 overall pick in the draft, but Kiki Arafin will have a chance to change that. There will be a lot of eyes on this game, a lot of WNBA eyes, so who knows? She took a huge leap last season, even a small jump of extending out to the three-point line and improving her defense. I'm just saying. Now, looking at the Big Ten schedule, there's a lot of first-time matchups that we'll have to take a look at. Iowa, Wisconsin. We want to take a look at all of these matchups, but the one that jumps off of the page is the one in the big font, obviously, the home and away matchup against UCLA. Now, this is more than wins and losses. This is the battle for LA. This is the battle for future recruits. This is probably the battle for Big Ten, if we're being honest. This is for tournament seeding. Somebody's going to get an unfavorable opponent in the Elite 8 because they lost these games. So it's a lot on the line. And this team is stacked, just as stacked as that Notre Dame squad. Kiki Rice, Lauren Betts, and Gabrielle Jacquez all returning. Tamia Gardner and Janiyah Barker, 2 huge transfers. Kendall Dudley, 6'2", prototypical wing, the type of player I complain there aren't enough of in the WNBA. Love it. But 6'7" Lauren Betts, to me, is the X factor. Last season to me, Camila Cardoso was a separator for South Carolina, and in my opinion, Lauren Betts could be the exact same thing for UCLA this season. Let's hope that USC can go ahead and shut that down. 64% from the field, not many have. 14.9 points, 9.3 rebounds, and as you see, a definite rim protector. She's a problem, you guys. She's a problem. Other games that we'll highlight later, of course, Oregon, they retooled with a lot of transfers, including Deja Kelly. Rutgers, you definitely want to check out Kiyomi McMiller if you haven't seen Kiyomi in action. Kiyomi McMiller, she's must-see television, trust me. Iowa, we want to see a retooled Iowa, what they're doing down there. Hannah Stokey, she's looking to take the next step. Lucy Olsen, she transferred. A lot of good games, but also a lot of time to talk about them. Right now, let's get to the highlights and check in and see how these young ladies been doing because they've been putting in work.
Summer and really slowing the game down, I think that'll help me a lot, especially when it comes to making more decisions in the game. I can offer a lot of experience to our freshmen just off of the 1 year alone because I've just learned so much and just been a sponge in this environment. So everybody's really poured into me and I just hope to kind of give back to everybody else. Fight on.